Hi, this is Rev Ed with today's Back Porch Devotional from Psalm 23, verse 6. Surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. David ends this beautiful song on a note of absolute peace and hope. He says, nothing but goodness and mercy are going to be with me all the days of my life. And we need to note that the word for mercy is the Hebrew word hesed, which is often translated as steadfast love. And it refers specifically to the covenant love that God has for his people. This isn't a love that fades when emotions dry up. This isn't a love that is dependent on our performance. This is God's promised love by which he has sworn by himself never to leave or to forsake his people. This is the mercy and goodness that will follow us all the days of our lives if we belong to this shepherd. And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. You know, this is the ultimate goal for our lives, is to live with God in his temple, in his house, in his presence. This is what all of our life is pressing toward. And we can get tastes of it here and there in this life. But we look forward to the day when God will be with us as our God and we will be with him as his people, as it says in the 21st chapter of Revelation. We look forward to the day when we are in the presence of the Lord and nothing shall separate us from him or from one another ever. It is a great triumphant promise of hope and confidence that David gives us. And it is based on his experience with this good shepherd. This is our experience as well. And it is one of the things that sustains us no matter what we are going through. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. That's on the good days, the bad days, and the days in between. You'll remember that Paul writes in the 8th chapter of Romans, the 28th verse. He says, for we know that in everything God works for good with those who love him and are called according to his purpose. Everything works for good. And that doesn't mean that everything in itself is good or that it feels good or the experience at the moment is good. But it means that God's good purposes for our lives will be carried through. Nothing will stop that. Nothing will interfere with that. Goodness and mercy will be with us all the days of our lives, and we will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. You know, you look around at this crazy world, and so many people are distraught. So many people are caught up in alienation and in depression and in everything from addiction to who knows what. It's because they've lost hope. It's because they cannot see anything beyond the grim aspects of life on earth as it is today. And as good as things can be, people are nagged by the fact that life is not essentially good all the time, that there are these deep pockets of sin and selfishness and strife, and we wonder where the answer is to be found. The answer is right in front of us. The answer is found in the Lord Jesus Christ, who is our good shepherd, and who gives us all the hope that we need to sustain us on whatever day we are experiencing. We can know that in his presence, we have true goodness and mercy with us on every single day, and that God's purpose is working itself out in our lives. David knew this. He had been tested and tried throughout his life. He experienced many troubles, a lot of them his own making, and yet he knew that God was with him through it all. This is the promise that we have. This is the good shepherd who is with us. This is the one we serve, and this is the one who serves us. God will bring us safely into his home. And until that day, nothing but goodness and mercy and steadfast love are ours. And we are to share that good news with everyone that we can find, because the world desperately needs to hear that message today. I encourage you, as we come to the conclusion of our study in the 23rd Psalm, to just read the whole thing over slowly. Say it out loud. Memorize it if you can. It is one of those things you need tucked in your pocket to pull out on just about every day. But on those days when you feel like the valley of the shadow of death is getting awfully close, or that your enemies are drawing near, know that the Good Shepherd is with you, and that he will never leave you or forsake you, and will meet all of your needs because of his great steadfast love for us, which is ours in Jesus Christ. Know that love this day and every day. God's blessings be upon you.